lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recaps, Predictions, Sports. Let go, Show Recaps, Predictions, Sports.
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recaps, Predictions, Sports. Let go.
What's going on, everybody? It's the EVP from the EVP Show, and we are live for your SmackDown recap. So, what did you guys think? I don't know. We did get two more matches official for WrestleMania, bringing us to a total of 8 matches. Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams, which I've been talking about for several weeks on the Sunday Scoop show. I'll see if you guys are tuning into that. But now it's going to be for the United States Championship, which has set the IWC in a blaze. I don't understand the move. At this time, it doesn't look like Carmelo is going to be added. The poster has one-on-one, but I don't know if they just wanted to run the singles match. Trick is so over right now. Definitely the title at WrestleMania from Sami, and then maybe we can finally start the Trick versus Carmelo that we've been waiting for since Trick come up to the main roster. That is official for WrestleMania, and then Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre has now officially, which we already knew anyway, for a few weeks now. It's going to be like a non-sanctioned match with WWE. There was a lot of a lot of bad. I did like the ending, but there's parts of it I didn't like. I feel like where were the officials at when Randy attacked Cody? Cody drove up in this tour bus and wasn't taking no for an answer, but they were just swarming them. They should have just let them go at it. Cody got bloodied, so he came back to pay those receipts for what happened 2 weeks ago. He was not on SmackDown last week, so I don't really like how they did that with the officials and all that. The security, keeping them away from each other and so on. So, overall, WrestleMania is starting to shape up. The card's over halfway full. I can't see it being more than 14 matches, maybe. I guess they could do 16, but that would really be pushing it. But we do have 8 matches. I believe so. On the women's side, we have Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Stephanie McMahon, and AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. Are the 3 matches so far on the women's side. The men's, we have Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Sami Zayn, Trick Williams, Femi, Brock Lesnar, and Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. There is going to be at least 5 women's matches, so 2 matches are going to be added. I didn't really fully understand what they did with the whole Tiffany Julia thing tonight. Having Julia win clean. Obviously, Chelsea Green is still involved in all this, so if she's cleared, I could see that being some sort of triple threat to get all 3 of those ladies on the WrestleMania card. Jelly Roll was in singles action tonight against Kit Wilson. It wasn't terrible. It didn't really overstay its welcome. I don't know where they're going from here because obviously they still have Jelly Roll involved in the Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton segment, or in the story, basically. Matt Cardona, you've seen, like I've been saying, Aleister Black and Zelina Vega more taking the place of the Karrion Kross Scarlet position in the company. So I'm gonna go ahead and retweet that I'm live. I mean, it didn't announce any matches for next week, which is very odd for WWE, especially for SmackDown. It's not even showing me live. Not really sure what is going on with it. I don't know if it's because I started late or what. Definitely not showing me live though. So I will have to repost. I have no idea what's going on with the X, why it's not. I don't know if I need to update it or what. Because I only have 2 viewers at SmackDown, which is just not the norm. So I'm gonna go ahead and tweet it out, let everybody know. Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing up. It's weird. Very, 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 very weird that's not showing up. See it on my Emmys page, but I don't see it on mine. So I have no idea what's going on. Anyway, a couple announcements before we get started. Yeah, Triple H has already made the poster for Sami Zayn and Trick Williams, so I don't see Carmelo getting added to that match. Don't really like it. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of what they did at the end. They didn't let Randy and Cody go at it. So definitely disappointed with that. I don't know. It took Cody a long time to get to the ring, so I don't know. It was kind of underwhelming. Looking over the people's takes on it was a little bit underwhelming. I think due to security and stuff like that, and also Cody had just pulled up to the arena. Hopefully they pick it up over the next couple of weeks, because it started off pretty strong, but I figured Cody was going to come out and maybe hit him with a chair, maybe bust him open, but they were out there like, I don't know, very weird. Just a couple announcements. Obviously, just coming up Wednesday, I have a full panel for the NXT Stand and Deliver prediction show. There is still a seat available for the April 15th at 7 p.m. Eastern for the WrestleMania prediction show, which is going to be live here on the EVP show. I have a tweet out. I'll probably retweet it tomorrow. And just keep reposting it up until we get closer. We still have a couple of weeks, so yeah, I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. It's being weird. I'm still not showing that I'm live on my X account, so I don't know if we're back to this with X. But yeah, also April 26th. I'll be starting a new show, LFG Season 3, which will be at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. WrestleMania Sunday, which is April 19th, I will not be doing Sunday Night Scoops with the EVP. So if you guys want to catch scoops, make sure you tune in this Sunday. Obviously, I have a bunch of news to talk about this Sunday, and then the next 2 Sundays before that. Obviously, I'll be live with Sunday Night Scoops, but April the 19th, I will not be live for Sunday Night Scoops. So make sure you guys tune in on the next 3 weeks. It'll just be that 1 week, and then we'll be right back at it. Trying to figure out what is going on with my X account. It's weird, it's not showing up. Trying to find it, but it's just like not anywhere. It's not even showing up live. I don't know. I just like, I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. Like I said, I just updated my X on here, so I have no idea what's going on with it. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I have no idea what's going on with X. Never had 3 views on SmackDown or on any show, so something must be going on. I did start late, but I started late before. That doesn't really matter. So, but we'll go ahead and get started. Go ahead and get this going. We are live for the WWE Smackdown Recap on the EVP show on Friday, March 27th, 2026. I am your EVP, Golden Boy of WWE. So the March 27th episode was live from the PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as WWE continues to march toward WrestleMania. Tension rising across multiple rivalries. This week's show featured returning stars, fallout from recent chaos, and several key matchups. The undisputed WWE SmackDown Heavyweight Champion Cody Rhodes is set to return to SmackDown for the first time since Randy Orton's brutal assault left him sidelined. SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis will also address the fallout between Drew McIntyre and Draco Fatu after their wild brawl sent both men crashing off a guardrail outside the arena. Also, Jelly Roll stepped back into the ring for his first singles match ever, and first match since last year when he faced Kit Wilson. Julia is also scheduled to go 1-on-1 versus Tiffany Stratton. Then Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair in tag team action against the Bella Twins. Randy Orton will also be present after launching an attack on Matt Cardona last week. So we get Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett on commentary, and they welcome us to SmackDown and let us know that WrestleMania 42 is just 22 days away, which everybody that's right over 3 weeks away. So we're getting close, guys. So the Bella Twins are shown arriving at the arena, and then we see Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss are seen backstage walking through the hallway. And then we see your Women's United States Champion Julia is shown backstage as well. Tiffany Stratton is outside near a production truck making her way in. And then we see Kit Wilson as well as Shawn reading poetry, while Jelly Roll is seen taking time to greet a fan. So then they do a video package replay from last week of the Viper Randy Orton on his attack from what he did to Matt Cardona, who obviously I thought maybe broke his arm. Like they could have played the broke his arm angle, but obviously that was the main event tonight, so kind of weird. So we start off SmackDown with the challenger for the night one main event at WrestleMania, the Viper Randy Orton. His music hits. Even though he's a heel, the fans are still singing along to his entrance music, which I knew WWE was going to come to a serious crossroad with that. Especially having the fans are just behind Randy. They're not going to boo him whether it's a heel or a face. Randy Orton says that 2 weeks ago he stood in the ring next to Cody Rhodes. Cody looked him in his eyes and told him he needed to be the best version of Randy Orton. Cody told him to be the Viper again and to listen to the voices in his head. Randy said he cut the voices out a long time ago, but over the past few years, he has been thinking a lot about number 15, which will be his 15th title run, and the legacy he will leave behind when he's gone. Then he says, out of nowhere, Cody gave him his blessing. Now that he's listening to the voices again, Randy says he needs to warn everyone that he cannot be responsible for what happens next. He says the voices in his head aren't the problem; it's the voices outside his head that are real. That are the real issue. Basically, talking about the fans. That comment from Peter Anthony. If Cody does not turn heel, then WWE is in a big problem. Either the heel turn will happen Backlash or SummerSlam. That might be how WWE would go. I don't know. Yeah, it's common. I've been saying that for a while. I don't know how they do it. They could have a double turn at WrestleMania. I don't think Cody needs to turn on SmackDown. I've said that numerous times on numerous shows. If he's going to turn, I think he needs to turn on a huge spectacle, whether that's WrestleMania, SummerSlam, any of the above. I'll read the comment again. If Cody does not turn heel, the WWE isn't a big problem. Either the heel turn will happen at Backlash or SummerSlam. That may be how WWE would go. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he's got to turn heel. The fans are behind Orton. We've seen the edgier side to Cody, but they got to pull that trigger. You could be right. It may not happen at WrestleMania. Randy may win 15 at Mania, and then ultimately we could have Cody go heel at like SummerSlam when he wins the title back from Randy, because we know that this is a rinse and repeat storyline from what he did with John Cena. He may drop the title at Mania, but then he's gonna turn around and win it back. I don't know if I don't think he gets a rematch at Backlash. I think that they would probably put that off, but they're gonna, if Randy wins the title, I feel like they're gonna give him somewhat of a decent run, at least until SummerSlam. But that's a good comment. Definitely agree. What's going on, Raymond? I don't know what's going on tonight. I can't see my live on X. So if you see it or if you're able to find it, if you can retweet that for me, Raymond, because I only have 7 viewers in here, which is very non-existent for me for any show, even NXT. I mean, I had NXT was booming last week. I don't think I've ever had less than like 50 viewers on SmackDown. I did start to stream late, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't see it on my X page either, which is weird. I see it on Miami's, but I don't see it on mine, which is very weird. I don't know if you can find it though. I tried to look for it during the live, but could not see it. I was trying to find it so I could retweet it. Normally it'll show like people that are live. But if you can't see it, then I don't really know at this point what to do about it. Honestly, I can't see it on my X page either, but I can see it on my X page. So I don't know what's going on with it. I think that's why a lot of people are not on. I mean, people are not on live, but anyway. So he listened to the voices again. He said that he needs to warn everybody cannot be responsible for what happens next. He says the voices in his head aren't the problem; it's the crowd and the voices outside his head that are the real issue. He adds that there is one person he's listening to now, just one voice. Who may that be? So then Matt Cardona suddenly comes out to interrupt. Randy asks Matt if he wants him to break his other arm. Matt responds by hitting Randy with the microphone, sending him to the floor, and makes it clear he wants a piece of Randy Orton tonight. So we go backstage, and Nick Aldis is shown with Trick Willie, Trick Daddy himself with the pepper steppers. Trick Williams walks up. Trick tells Nick to go ahead and say what he has to say. Nick tells Trick that he's been impressed with him and says Trick has become a major player in WWE and on SmackDown. He then announces that Trick will have a match at WrestleMania. Trick celebrates and says he needs to call somebody, saying he has to call his mama, he has to call Lash, and he needs to call Little Yachty as well. And then walking up while Trick and Nick Aldis are talking about it, Sami Zayn walks in, and Trick tells him that he's going to WrestleMania. Sami congratulates Trick, but asks Nick what that means for him at WrestleMania. Nick Aldis further tells Sami that things haven't been going his way lately and that championships need to be defended. He adds that unless things change, Sami currently doesn't have a spot on the WrestleMania card, which things change tonight. Trick Williams mocks Sami and tells him better luck next year, saying he'll see him soon. As Trick keeps talking about Ali to Nick, Sami suddenly punches Trick and tells Nick he will have a match at WrestleMania. So back from the commercial break, and Randy Orton is yelling at Nick Aldis backstage. He's pissed that Matt Cardona come out there and punched him with the microphone. Demanding a match against Matt Cardona, Nick brings up Matt's injured arm, but Randy reminds him that he was the one who injured it in the first place. Randy says if he doesn't get this match, the voices in his head are going to cause something bad to happen tonight. Nick agrees to give Randy the match and tells him to cool off. Before the opening match begins, Lash Legend and Nia Jax, the irresistible reports of the SmackDown Women's Tag Team Champions, come out to watch from ringside. Nia Jax says there's still time to buy tickets for Raw, where she and Lash will face Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. This coming up Monday at Monday Night Raw, live from Madison Square Garden. She said the fans will watch these wannabe contenders tonight, but they only get the spotlight because of them. Lash says people think the Bella Twins are hot, tells the crowd to look at them instead. She also says Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss have a fake friendship. This is going to be a fatal four-way match. It's definitely going to be added to the card. There's going to be shenanigans happening Monday. Look for that WrestleMania match to be Lash and Nia defending the SmackDown titles against the Bella Twins, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, and Bayley and Lyra Valkyria at WrestleMania. That will most certainly be our ninth match. There is going to be at least 5 women's matches, so possibly 6, maybe. I know 5 for sure, but that definitely will be number 4 on the card. So we go to our first match of the night, kicking off SmackDown with a bang. Old school style, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss are going one-on-one with the Bella Twins. And with Charlotte Flair, one part of the match was super funny. Charlotte Flair did the Nikki Bella spin around, mocking her, which was wasn't as good. It was close. Looked like she'd been practicing a little bit. A little bit too much twerking there for Charlotte. Charlotte's my queen, but I think she should leave that. Definitely leave that to Nikki Bella. The Charlotte player Nikki Bella starts the match. Player hits the shoulder tackle and she does the Nikki Bella twirl. The only thing WWE I feel sad is that I love WWE, but the real problem is they don't fix the inside the system, not outside. The only match that tops Bret Austin WrestleMania 13 Austin Bleed best moment. Yeah, that was one of the best moments of WrestleMania history. I actually went back and watched that not too long ago. That was definitely one of the best WrestleMania moments. But I do agree with you on the Cody. Put this comment up here again. If Cody does not turn heel, then WWE is in a big problem. Either the heel turn will happen at Backlash or SummerSlam. That may be how WWE will go. I don't know. They got to turn him heel eventually. So Charlotte does the Nikki Bella turn, the twirl that Nikki's so famous for. Nikki sends Charlotte Flair into the ropes. Charlotte Flair does the famous Ric Flair flip over the top rope, hits the Flair flip, and kicks both Nikki and Brie Bella. Flair goes for a roll up, but Nikki counters with a facebuster. Brie Bella gets the tag in and goes to the top rope, hitting a double sledge to the arm. Brie Bella follows up with a chop, but Flair sends Brie into the turnbuckles and chops her. Alexa Bliss gets a hot tag, and Flair sends Alexa into Brie with a kick. Brie Bella comes back with a side Russian leg sweep and goes for the pin, only for the count of 2. Nikki tags in. Brie goes for a sunset flip, but Alexa tags in and kicks Brie. Brie pulls Alexa to the ring skirt, and Nikki and Brie hit forearms. The action slows for a moment. Lash Legend and Nia Jax watch from ringside. Nikki pulls Alexa off the apron and sends her into Lash and Nia. The referee warns everyone, and Nikki sends Alexa back into the ring. Nikki applies an armbar, then hits a knee to the midsection and sends Alexa into the turnbuckles. Brie tags in, and they hit a double suplex for a near fall. Brie then locks in an armbar and twists Alexa's arm. Alexa fights back with punches, but Brie sends her into the turnbuckles. Nikki tags in and kicks Alexa in the arm, then hits a snapmare and applies another armbar. Nikki sends Alexa into the turnbuckles and then tags in her sister Brie. They both hit a double flapjack and go for the pin for a count of 2. Brie kicks Alexa in the corner. Alexa fights back with a forearm, but Brie stops her from making the tag. Brie sends Alexa into the turnbuckles, and Nikki gets and then tags Nikki back in. Alexa kicks Nikki and tries to roll away. Nikki stops her from making the tag. Nikki hits a spine buster, knocking Charlotte Flair off the apron. Charlotte tries to get back in, but the referee holds her back while Nikki and Brie continue to work over Alexa. Brie goes to the top rope and hits a knee to Alexa's arm. Nikki tags in, but Alexa countered a double suplex attempt into a double DDT of her own. She finally makes her way to the corner, and Charlotte tags in Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair finally tags in and goes to the top rope, hitting a crossbody. Charlotte then follows with chops and then hits a walkover clothesline to Nikki Bella. She connects with an exploder suplex to Brie and then to Nikki. And she tags Alexa back in and she hits a blockbuster on Brie for a count of 2. Then the Bellas end up hitting a famous move, the heart attack on Alexa. They go for the pin, but Alexa kicks out at 2. Nikki kicks Charlotte and sends her to the floor. And Nikki and Charlotte Flair end up near Nash and Nia at ringside. Alexa hits Brie with a punch, but Brie counters with a roll-up. Alexa rolls through and gets. So Brie went for the roll up, and then Alexa turned it into a countered it and turned it into a roll up for herself for a count of 2. But then from the ringside area, Lash Legend appears and she punches Alexa Bliss from the floor, allowing Brie Bella to roll up Alexa Bliss for the 1, 2, 3. Winners of the match are the Bella Twins. But this is when all the shenanigans took place. After the match, Nia Jax and Lash Legend attacked Nikki, Brie, Alexa, and Charlotte. Lash and Nia stand in the ring with Alexa, and Lash locked in a bear hug while Nia climbs to the turnbuckles. And out comes their opponents for Monday Night Raw at MSG. Bayley and Laura Fakir run out to the ring, and they go straight after Nia and Lash. Bayley and Laura hit a double drop kick to Nia and then send Lash over the top rope to the floor. Flair then knocks Brie down and says a few words to her before leaving the ring. So then we go backstage, taking a look at the new WWE Men's SmackDown Tag Team Champion, Damian Priest and R-Truth. Damian walks in and sees R-Truth talking to a construction worker. Truth says he's building a clubhouse because Judgment Day is back. Cena should have had an undefeated streak of WrestleMania. Him versus Undertaker would have been great. AJ Styles or Motor City Machine Guns came to WWE late. That was a big mistake by Vince. Yeah, Vince made a lot of mistakes. R-Truth said he's building a new clubhouse because Judgment Day is back, but Priest said no, it's not. So then Jelly Roll walks up and congratulates Damian Priest and R-Truth. Or congratulates Priest, and R-Truth calls Jelly Roll Dominic Mysterio. It says Jelly looks different without the mustache. R-Truth always cracking humor there. So then we get the Eradicator, former member of Judgment Day and of the Terror Twins. Rhea Ripley shows up. And Truth says that Mommy and Dom are back together. Jelly tells Rhea it's not his place to give advice, but says Jade is tough and mean and reminds her that she's Rhea freaking Ripley. Truth then runs off chasing after who he thinks is Dom. Rhea looks confused and asks what the hell is going on. She then congratulates Priest on becoming a tag team champion. Priest says it was unexpected, but he believes in her and believes that she will win the undisputed SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania. He tells Rhea to take care of her business with Jade while Rhea's making her way to the ring. Backstage, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair confronted by the Bella Twins, who want to know what the hell exactly happened. Alexa says she got punched in the face. Flair tells Nikki and Brie to get to the back of the line. Nikki and Brie respond that it wasn't their fault and say they would do whatever it takes, and they came back to win the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. They would do whatever it takes to become tag team champions. So then out comes the challenger for the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley makes her way down to the ring. Take a look back at last week when Jade introduced the 2 new baddies 2.0, B-Fab and Michin. Rhea says she never expected integrity from Jade. She says she figured Jade would do anything to keep her hands clean. She didn't expect B-Fab and Michin to be so desperate that they would sink to Jade's level. Rhea says she doesn't care who she has to go through to get to WrestleMania. She says she came just for the occasion and invites them out to the ring. So then we get the music for the WWE Women's SmackDown Champion Jade Cargill. Her music hits and she walks onto the stage. Then out comes the two extra members of the faction, Baddies 2.0, B-Fab, and Michin. Jade said Rhea looks confident for someone who got dropped last week. She said Michin and B-Fab are positioning themselves and she isn't going to hold them back. B5 then gets on the mic, cut a pretty good promo. She said Rhea claims she would do anything to stop them. She calls Rhea a backstabber and says she isn't worried about sacrifice because she focused on the reward. Micha says she has been grinding for years, just like Rhea, but while they've been overlooked, Rhea has been the one getting all of the attention. She says now they want their moment. B5 says Jade had a plan and they jumped at the opportunity. She said Jade has the gold and the power, and if Rhea wants to get beat up, she can step forward. Jade then said Rhea is just a guest on SmackDown. This isn't her show, and announces that B5 will step up tonight to face her. Rhea says she will teach B5 a lesson tonight and will teach Jade at WrestleMania that actions have consequences. She says Jade won't be able to protect B5 from her. So we were apparently going to get B5 versus Rhea Ripley, but before the match fully gets going, Rhea Ripley kicks Meechin on the floor and then goes after Jade. B5 steps in, but Jade hits Rhea, causing the referee to call for the bell. So Rhea Ripley won by disqualification, but the match really never got underway. Recruited WWE Attitude Era best, and he could have won WWE Championship. Yeah, I love Rick Rude. After the match, Rhea punches Jade and tries to hit Riptide, but Meechin and B5 jump her. B5 hits Rhea with a boot, and Jade finishes the attack and hits Jaded again on Rhea Ripley. So this is 2 weeks in a row that Rhea Ripley has been left hanging. And the new baddies 2.0 have been standing over Rhea Ripley. Backstage, The Miz is with Kit Wilson, and The Miz is looking rough since he's been cursed. And Kit talks about how glad he is to have Miz in his corner tonight. Miz tells Kit Wilson he doesn't need him after what happened last week and says he's staying away from anything sharp because he is cursed. Kit brings up the idea of a curse, but Miz says there are no curses. He also mentions that he has to be in Pittsburgh. And then out of nowhere, the man that's handing out curses left and right, Danhausen suddenly appeared behind Kit and asked what Kit has that he doesn't have. Kit says that he looks the part and tells Danhausen to look at himself in the mirror. Danhausen cuts Kit off before Kit can call him toxic. And he said, before he can say you are toxic, Danhausen tells Kit Wilson, you are cursed. So now Kit Wilson and The Miz have been cursed. So we then get footage from last week of the fight between Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu, which pretty much started at the beginning of the show and ended up going all the way through the end of the show last week. Focused on both men falling off a metal structure in the parking lot. We then head backstage where Drew McIntyre is gingerly, slowly walking into the building, all taped up. He's asked about what happened, and he says it comes down to stubbornness before addressing what Jacob did to him. Drew says he didn't come to fight tonight, but if Jacob wants to start something, he will finish it. He said Jacob took everything from him, including the WrestleMania main event, and when a man has nothing left to lose, that's when he's most dangerous. So then we return to ringside as Jelly Roll makes his entrance for the next match of the night, and a replay is shown of Slam Poetry last week, the Slam Poetry segment last week between Jelly Roll and Kit Wilson that led to tonight's match. Jelly Roll stands in the ring, looks upwards, seeking spiritual guidance before the match. And Kit Wilson, the fans really love Kit Wilson and his entrance. He makes his entrance and grabs the microphone. He says tonight before we fight, he is going to defend his mother's honor, and he reads a poem about Jelly Roll, ending with his catchphrase. Jelly responds by saying it's time to get this on, and the match has officially begun. So we get our next match of the night, Jelly Roll going one-on-one versus Kit Wilson. Kit Wilson blindside Jelly Roll in the corner and sends him into the ropes. Jelly fights back with a leg drop to the groin, followed by an atomic drop. Jelly Roll goes for a bionic elbow, but Kit Wilson blocks it and skins the cat to get back into the ring, only to run right into a clothesline that sends him to the outside. Kit grabs his poetry book before getting back into the ring, but Jelly Roll takes it and looks like he might use it before the referee pulls it away. That distraction allows Kit to take control, sending Jelly Roll to the mat and hitting him in the head. Kit begins to mock Jelly Roll with his pose before knocking him down again. He continues to taunt Jelly Roll before bringing him into the corner. Jelly Roll dodges and hits a belly-to-belly suplex. The referee begins to count as Kit gets back to his feet. Jelly Roll rises back as well, and the two begin trading blows back and forth. Jelly Roll goes for a chokeslam, but Kit Wilson breaks free and runs to the corner, only to be dropped with a power slam, aka like a Randy Orton-esque move. Jelly Roll makes the cover, but Kit Wilson kicks out at 2. Kit Wilson gets back to his feet, hits a throat punch that sends Jelly Roll to the corner. The referee warns Kit as Jelly looks to use the poetry book again. Kit Wilson avoids it and drops Jelly Roll to the mat for another close near fall. On the next exchange, Kit Wilson is sent back into the corner. Jelly Roll then grabs Kit and hits a chokeslam on to Kit Wilson for the 1-2-3. And Jelly Roll has won his first ever singles match in WWE by defeating Kit Wilson with his chokeslam. Jelly Roll celebrates the win. Can't believe that he won. And then he goes outside and grabs his son from ringside, picks him up as they're walking back up the ramp together. So then backstage, we see Matt Cardona doing the thing that show the wrestlers doing all the time, where they're preparing for their match. He's showing warming up for his match against Randy Orton, reminding everyone that he is always ready. So then up next, they showed the segment from what happened on Monday Night Raw at the end, with Roman Reigns attacking CM Punk and powerbombing him through the table. Obviously, Roman was on, was it Jimmy Fallon or Kimmel, one of them. Commentary talks about WrestleMania before showing that replay from Raw of CM Punk getting into a fight with the Usos and Roman Reigns. The segment ended with Punk being put through a table, but he said he wasn't the one who needed help. So, right after that, just coincidentally, backstage, Solo Sikoa apologizes to the MFTs for expecting too much from them. He says he wants to apologize, and he looks at Tama Tonga and he says, but there would have been someone that wouldn't have apologized. He said Roman Reigns wouldn't have apologized. So then they walk off. Tama Tonga is left alone when Carmelo Hayes walks up and asks if Tama is finally going to challenge him for the United States title, or if he's waiting for Solo to give him permission. Carmelo then walks off, and then Shinsuke Nakamura appears and approaches Tama Tonga next and gives him a similar challenge. Before Hikuleo, Tama Tonga steps in to check on Tama Tonga. They leave. That was the end of that segment. So then Carmelo Hayes, are you okay? Carmelo Hayes makes his entrance for the United States Open Challenge. So he's done it every single week. Been super good, fighting champion. I was shocked they lost the title, but WWE doing some weird shit right now, but hats off to Carmelo Hayes. Obviously, I thought he was married, but he just got engaged to NXT's Kalani Jordan. So, and Sami Zayn enters the United States Open Challenge tonight. Commentary begins to talk about the full circle moment as Sami Zayn gets ready for the match. But right before the match starts, the lights go out. Like I said before, Trick Williams is super over. Creative talked about it, everybody backstage. The reaction Trick Williams again, he's already a megastar on the main roster. Trick Williams makes his entrance, the crowd goes crazy as Trick walks down the ramp. He's only there to watch from ringside as the match officially gets underway. Sami Zayn takes the champion to takes Carmelo to the ropes and hits a back suplex for a 2 count, followed by a series of chops. He sends Carmelo Hayes to the mat for another near fall before Carmelo Hayes uses the rope to pull himself up in the corner. Carmelo takes a few more shots before fighting back, dropping Sami with a drop kick. Follows up by catching Sami in the corner with a kick to the back and then hits a leg drop. Trick Williams watches from ringside and claps for Carmelo Hayes' offense. So then both men get to their feet and start trading strikes. Sami Zayn catches Carmelo Hayes off guard and sends him over the top rope to the floor. Sami follows him outside follows him with a dive to the outside that takes Carmelo down. Sami then stares down Trick Williams before sending Carmelo Hayes back into the ring. Sami climbs to the top rope, but Carmelo cuts him off with a dropkick for a near fall. Carmelo then avoids the clothesline and hits a tilt-a-whirl facebuster on Sami Zayn. Sami fights back and counters a first 48 attempt into a powerbomb for a count of 2. He sends Carmelo into the corner, but the champion dodges a haluva kick. Carmelo goes to the top rope, but Sami cuts him off, and the two battle on the turnbuckles before Sami hits a superplex off the top rope. Both men are down. Both men slowly begin to get back to their feet, trading blows. Sami hits a blue thunder bomb and goes for the pinfall, only for a count of 2. Trick Williams is shown watching from ringside as Sami plans his next move. Sami brings Carmelo to his feet and lands a chop that sends Carmelo to the mat. Sami tries for a suplex, but Carmelo blocks it and hits a cutter for a count of 2. Carmelo brings Sami into the corner and then we got now I'm taking to the commercial break. Sami counters into a sunset powerbomb and goes for a pinfall for a count of 2. Carmelo fights back with a thrust kick to Sami, but Sami responds by sending him into the turnbuckle with an exploder suplex. Sami charges in for a haluva kick, but Carmelo Hayes counters and hits the first 48. He goes for the cover, but Sami Zayn kicked out of the first 48 at 2. How does Sami Zayn kick out of that move? So then Sami intercepts Carmelo in the corner and counters nothing but net into a blue thunder bomb, and he goes for the pin, but Carmelo kicks out at 2. At ringside, Trick Williams grabs the United States title and holds it out to Sami, almost daring him to use it. Sami refuses and steps on the apron to confront Trick. Obviously, the belt was thrown into the ring. Sami refuses and steps on the apron to confront Trick. Sami turns back. Carmelo grabs him from behind. Trick Williams accidentally hits Carmelo with the right hand instead. Sami hesitates for a moment but takes advantage of the opening, something he hasn't been doing in the past. And he hits a haluva kick for the 1, 2, 3. And we have a new WWE United States champion. Sami was the person I believe that Carmelo But no, I think he beat Dragunov for the title. Because Dragunov beat Sami Zayn. So the winner via pinfall and your new United States champion is Sami Zayn. Sami is celebrating the ring while Trick Williams was shocked, confused at ringside. But that match is official for WrestleMania. It was added tonight. Sami Zayn will now defend that SmackDown United States Championship against Trick Williams at WrestleMania. Backstage, Jacob Fatu is asked about Drew McIntyre. He says he will speak to the people live in Pittsburgh. Jacob Fatu then heads towards the ring. Before we go to Jacob, some members of the Pittsburgh Steelers are shown sitting at the ringside for SmackDown tonight. Backstage, Sami Zayn walks through the hallway celebrating with the United States title. He asks Nick Aldis if he now has a WrestleMania match. Nick Aldis confirms that he does, but tells Sami that he will be defending the United States Championship at WrestleMania 42 against Trick Williams. Sami is excited about the news. So that match has been set. The 7th match of WrestleMania 42. Sami Zayn will defend the United States title against Trick Williams. Back at ringside, Jacob Fatu makes his way to the ring. Footage is shown again of the damage from the fight with Drew McIntyre last week. Jacob grabs the microphone and talks about the injuries he suffered, saying it all comes back to Drew McIntyre. He says Drew tried to take food off his kid's table by trying to take him out, and asked if Drew really thought what he did last week would keep him down. Jacob says he's still standing, and as long as he can breathe, he will keep coming after Drew McIntyre. Then out comes Drew McIntyre. He walks out onto the stage with a microphone. He tells Jacob that he is the real victim in this situation and calls Jacob a criminal. Drew says Jacob stole his title, stole his WrestleMania moment, and took everything from him. He responds to Jacob's comments about family by saying that the food Jacob talked about actually belongs to him. He ends his message with harsh words directed at Jacob Fatu's family. So then, before things get physical between Jacob and Drew again, Nick Aldis is quick to run out to stop things. He says neither man is in shape, neither man is in any kind of shape to fight tonight. It says they will be ready by April the 18th, which lets me know that match is more than likely going to take place on night 1 at WrestleMania. Nick Aldis announces that Drew McIntyre will face Jacob Fatu at WrestleMania, and the match will be unsanctioned with no disqualifications or countouts. Anything goes, no DQ, and no countout, and it will be unsanctioned by WWE. The referee will only be there to count a pinfall or a submission. Drew looks pleased with the decision, and Jacob appears ready for the fight as well. So that is the 8th match that is made official for WrestleMania 42. Drew McIntyre goes one-on-one with Jacob Fatu in an unsanctioned match, no disqualification, and no countout. So here we go again with Aleister Black and Zelina Vega starting to seem like they're working on everyone. At first it was Randy, then it was Sami, now it's Matt Cardona. Backstage, Matt Cardona continues warming up when Aleister Black and Zelina Vega walk in. They talk about the Randy Orton of old, seemingly taking shots at Cardona before walking off. Then we go to another segment backstage where Chelsea Green runs into Tiffany Stratton before her match tonight against Julia. She tries giving her advice about facing Julia, but Tiffany doesn't seem interested. So we then go to the next match of the night. Last week it was advertised to be for the United States Championship, but somewhere in between last Friday and this Friday it was changed to a non-title match between Julia and Tiffany Stratton. So we head back to ringside as Julia makes her way down to the ring, accompanied by Kiana James. Then out comes the former WWE Women's SmackDown Champion for over 200 days, Tiffany Stratton. This match is a non-title match. So Julia takes control early. A test of strength ends in Julia's favor. She sends Tiffany into the corner. Julia then takes Tiffany down to the mat 2 times, keeping the pressure on. Tiffany fights back with a cartwheel and follows up with a drop kick that connects enough to score. She goes for a pinfall, but Julia kicks out at 2. Julia rolls out of the ring to take a break, while Tiffany stands in the ring and stares her down. Tiffany gets Julia up, but Julia fights back to her feet and hits a forearm. Tiffany Stratton answered with a forearm of her own and a running hip attack to the back, a running hip to the back. Julia avoids a double stomp and rolls Tiffany up for a count of 2. Julia follows with a kick and a running knee for another count of 2. She kicks Tiffany in the head and puts her on the turnbuckles, setting up for a butterfly suplex. But Tiffany blocks it. Tiffany sends Julia face first to the mat and hits a swanton for a count of 2. Julia stops a handspring attempt with a kick. Tiffany escapes a Northern Lights bomb and hits the Finley Slam. Tiffany goes to the turnbuckles, but Kiana James climbs onto the ring steps to distract her, and Julia gets her knees up if Tiffany comes off the top ropes. And Julia scores the pinfall over Tiffany Stratton. A clean pinfall. 1, 2, 3. The Women's United States Champion. I still feel like they're still showing Chelsea. They said WrestleBoats and other people reported she's getting really close to a return. So I definitely could see this match happening again at WrestleMania, and ultimately could end up being a triple threat with Tiffany Stratton, Julia, and Chelsea Green. But Julia did get the clean pinfall victory over Tiffany Stratton tonight. So after the match backstage, Kathy Kelly is with Lyra Valkyria and Bayley and asked about why they were on SmackDown and at ringside earlier. Bayley says they wanted to show everyone who runs the tag division. Lyra says they are the biggest threat to the tag titles, and Bayley adds that the division will be on notice once they win these tag team championships Monday night on Raw at Madison Square Garden. So we get another phone segment again from Randy Orton talking to someone on the phone. Who is this mystery person on the phone? Backstage, Randy Orton is shown on the phone telling someone on the other end that he will see them soon. When is soon? So then we come back from a commercial break and we get a super long and great video package focusing on Wwe and Brock Lesnar. It even shows a lot of tweets that were put out on X regarding the last 2 Raws. I've seen several people that I know follow on X that they put up on the screen for Wwe and Brock. Commentary then runs down the WrestleMania card, including the new matches that have been added, which is as follows. Cody Rhodes defends the Undisputed Championship against Randy Orton. Jade Cargill defends the Women's Championship against Rhea Ripley. Sami Zayn will defend the United States Championship against Trick Williams. Jacob Fatu goes one-on-one with Drew McIntyre in a non-sanctioned match. Roman Reigns. CM Punk defends the Raw Heavyweight Championship against Roman Reigns. Wwe versus Brock Lesnar. AJ Lee will defend the Women's Intercontinental Championship against Becky Lynch. So we have 3 women's matches with and Stephanie Valkyria will also defend the Women's Raw Championship against Liv Morgan. So the 3 women's matches we have right now is Liv Morgan, 75 core, Jade Cargill, Rhea Ripley, AJ Lee, and Becky Lynch. And the 5 men's matches is Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk, Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams, Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre, and Ola Femi versus Brock Lesnar. So we have 8 matches official for WrestleMania. So we go to the main event of the evening, and it's going to be the Viper Randy Orton going one-on-one versus Matt Cardona. So Matt Cardona takes advantage early using his cast to slam Randy Orton in the head. He takes Orton to the outside, but Orton fights back and sends Cardona onto the announce table. Randy Orton begins to target the injured arm, slamming it against the table and trapping it there. Orton rolls into the ring to break the referee's count before he gets to 10. He continues attacking the arm before bringing Matt Cardona back into the ring. Matt Cardona fights back from the corner and hits a Rough Rider. Goes for the cover, but Randy Orton kicks out at 2. Randy Orton then rolls to the outside to regroup, but Matt Cardona follows him to the outside. Turns out to be a trap as Randy Orton blindsides him and attacks the injured arm again. He sends Matt Cardona shoulder first into the ring post and slams the arm against the steel steps. Orton brings Cardona back into the ring and sends him into the opposite ring post. Orton then pulls the cast off Matt Cardona's arm and starts to bend his hand backwards until the referee steps in. Orton then hits a snap suplex and stomps on the injured arm. He begins to mock Matt Cardona before slamming him into the ring post again and continues targeting the arm despite the referee's warning. Randy Orton gets Matt Cardona back into the ring and delivers a vicious RKO, waits around for a few minutes, and then goes for the cover and gets the 1, 2, 3 on Matt Cardona. So Randy Orton is celebrating as his arm is raised in victory. At the same time, they show up on the Jumbotron. The Big Wheatley Vodka, Cody Rhodes' tour bus, has arrived in the parking lot. So they showed a picture-in-picture. Cody slowly walks through the backstage area, pissed off. You can see he pushed a couple of security guards, making his way down to all the way from the parking lot into the ring, which took fucking forever. Jelly Roll meets up with Cody backstage. While back at ringside, Orton goes after security who are trying to get him out of the ring as he waits for Cody Rhodes to arrive. And then Cody Rhodes' music hits. As he slowly makes his way down to the ring, Nick Aldis comes out with security trying to stop him, but Cody ignores the warnings and heads straight to the ring. He told Nick Aldis he was just going to talk, and as soon as he got into the ring, he started pounding on Randy Orton. Cody and Randy immediately start trading punches. The fight spills to the outside, and the two battle on top of the announce table before security finally pulls Cody away. Orton starts to back off, but then pulls security aside so he can get a few more shots in. Cody responds by dragging his WrestleMania opponent back into the ring. Officials rush in and separate them in a corner as the crowd chants, "Let them fight." And I agree. Just as it looks like things are calming down, Cody breaks free again and charges at Randy Orton. Cody gets on top of Randy Orton, pounding him in the head on the announce table before security pulls him back against the apron. Cody gets back into the ring and Randy follows him inside. Cody lands punches on Randy as security rushes in again to separate them. Cody breaks free from security and hits Randy Orton with some more punches. Then out comes Jelly Roll. Is he going to play a factor into this match at WrestleMania 42? Only time will tell. Jelly Roll runs into the ring to try to calm Cody Rhodes down, but Randy breaks. I was thinking about this, which would be absolutely crazy, and I would be so disappointed. Is Randy Orton on the fucking phone with Jelly Roll? Jelly Roll was the only one that was able to not get, well, definitely not. He got RKO'd, but before he got RKO'd, I was like, is he really, what is he talking to fucking Jelly Roll? Obviously, it's not because he got RKO'd tonight, but Jelly Roll runs into the ring to try to calm Cody down, but Randy breaks free from security and delivers a vicious RKO to Jelly Roll. Randy Orton then leaves the ring and heads to the back with a huge smile on his face while Cody Rhodes is bent down checking on Jelly Roll. SmackDown has come to a close. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people wasn't too impressed with SmackDown tonight. I would probably give it about a 5. They did make 2 more matches official. A lot of people are upset about Carmelo Hayes losing. But I just feel like the Sammy Trick match, which I talked about on Scoops about 4 weeks ago, was originally planned. But I feel like they wanted to make it a title match. Trick is so over right now. I definitely see Trick Williams winning that United States title from Sammy at WrestleMania. And then hopefully at that point we can get Trick Williams and Carmelo maybe by SummerSlam or something like that for that United States title. Overall, it's pretty decent SmackDown. Wasn't great. They should have let Cody and Randy fucking fight, especially since Cody wasn't there last week and he got completely bloody. Cody tweeted before he even showed up with like blood on like a scarf with his skull. So I thought Cody for sure was going to bloody Randy tonight, but WWE needs to step it up with them over the next couple of weeks because I don't like that whole breaking it up, everything scene. That's it, guys, for your Friday night SmackDown recap. I don't know what's going on with X and the views tonight. Hopefully, they will pick up over YouTube. I can't see it on my Twitter. I'm gonna X. I'm gonna have to after the stream. I have to go in and make sure everything is still set before I get ready for my next stream, which will be Sunday. Because tomorrow I will be off streaming. So I'm gonna be grilling tomorrow. It's gonna be nice weather here. So gonna go to the gym, do some things, and then hang out, maybe do a little bit of fishing. Who knows what I may be doing. But yeah, so this is your Friday night SmackDown recap show with the EVP. Couple announcements again. This coming up next week is going to be a busy week on the EVP Show channel. Starting Sunday, it will be 9 straight days of streaming, which I will tell you guys when I come back from the outro about what I have coming up. But tomorrow I have off, and then after that it will be 9 straight days of streaming. So a lot going on. Like I said, the NXT Stand and Deliver prediction show, which is next Wednesday, or this coming up Wednesday, 5 days from now, be at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Once again, WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2 prediction. I still have the post out. I will repost that tomorrow, at some point tomorrow. I have 1 seat available for the WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2 prediction show. April the 15th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It will be one big prediction show. We'll be predicting all of the matches. And then I will be doing a WrestleMania Night 1 recap and also a WrestleMania Night 2 recap. So there'll be 3 WrestleMania shows coming up for you guys. And I also will be recapping NXT Stand and Deliver coming up next Saturday. So you guys stay tuned for that. I will not be Sunday Night Scoop will not be I will not be going live for Sunday Night Scoop on WrestleMania Sunday, as I will be preparing for WrestleMania, and then I'll be recapping it later on that night after the Roman Reigns well, after the post show, but obviously after Roman Reigns CM Punk match. I will be doing a WrestleMania Night 2 recap. Starting April 26th at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, there'll be an extra show added to the EVP show channel on Sunday nights at 11:30 p.m. Eastern. Is the season premiere of LFG Season 3. So you guys make sure to set that notification bell. Reminder, join me for LFG Season 3. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and go to the outro. And then I will be back to tell you guys where you can find me on my socials. What I have coming up next for you guys. Wrong button, sorry guys.
Wrestling has more than one royal thing.
There are a lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go, Show Recap Prediction Sports.
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go.
Alright guys, this has been your Friday Night Smackdown recap with the EVP on the EVP show. Thank you guys for tuning in. I don't know what's going on with the viewers the last couple of nights. It's not even showing up on my X. I am gonna have to stream over. I'm gonna have to go in and make sure that my X account is still linked because it isn't showing up on my X account. But hopefully you guys can go back and watch the stream live on YouTube. Oh, there's Miami. Sorry I was late. I just got off work. Been working late. It's all good, man. I don't know what's going on with my views. I can't see. I was just about to text you to tell you, like, when you get a chance to go ahead and log into my StreamYard, make sure that your Twitter and your Talk It Up's Twitter is linked. Because I don't know what's going on with my StreamYard. Because I can't even see that I'm live on my page, and I have like 13 views. So, and then Raymond went and checked earlier, and he couldn't see me live. I didn't have a problem last night. I saw myself live last night. And I see it on your page, but I'm not live on my page. But you may need to come in. You may want to come into the StreamYard and make sure that your X page and Talk It Up is both linked. And mine should be linked too, but I don't know. It's not showing up on my X page. So, yeah, all good. I sent you what I have for TNA for next week, and then I didn't announce it to everybody, but they did not announce any matches for SmackDown next week. So okay, so both of your accounts are linked to my StreamYard. But I did go ahead and text you. I just sent you just some random Dom for that has Cody on it. Nope. What? You haven't checked it? Oh, you're gonna double check. Okay, perfect. Yeah, thank you. Like I said, I don't know. Like I said, I had to do a restart on my computer this morning. I know that I went in and once the stream, like I've never had 13 views on, especially on a SmackDown or a Raw. But it's not showing on my X for some reason. TNA showed up last night, but definitely never a SmackDown. So, yeah, it is what it is at this point. I mean, I'm at the end. So, but I did go ahead and text you the Dawn for SmackDown. I just put Cody on there because there's no matches announced. So it should be pretty simple to the point. TNA and fucking SmackDown didn't announce anything for next week, and that's the only two that I don't have set up for next week. But appreciate you coming in. Shout out to Miami the Great. Make sure you follow him on X and Talk It Up Talking Up Wrestling podcast subscription on YouTube. Miami does Inside the Mind on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Getting you ready for the NFL draft and everything leading up to the NFL. And then we will be picking back up with the NFL recap show. Because by that time, LFG will be long gone. Like I said, LFG starts April 26th. But I do have one, like I said, I do have a tweet out. I just still have one seat remaining for that WrestleMania prediction show on April the 15th. And again, we will be predicting both nights that night. I will be doing a WrestleMania prediction show, a WrestleMania Night 1 recap, and a WrestleMania Night 2 recap. I will not be doing two separate WrestleMania prediction shows. And that Sunday, which is night 2, will not be doing Sunday night scoop that night because it's WrestleMania Sunday, number 1. And number 2, I will be doing a night 2 recap show later on that night. So I want to enjoy WrestleMania. So you guys make sure that you tune in to the next 3, this coming up Sunday, and then the next 2 Sundays for scoops. Because I will not be doing it on WrestleMania Sunday. And then that next week, I'll be back, obviously, with scoops, and that will be the weekend, the Sunday after WrestleMania. I'll be back with scoops, and that will be the debut. How to get with Miami, how to make the thumbs and stuff for LFG season 3. I'm sure it'll be something online, but that will be the LFG season 3 debut. I don't know, technical difficulties tonight with my X account. I'm going to have to go back in and make sure everything is set to form. But as far as where you can find me on my socials, guys, it is scrolling across the bottom of the screen in the blue. All the links are in my bio. Make sure if you're not following me on X, you can find me at EVPCJP. And if you are following me on X, my YouTube account is pinned at the top of the page. So if you are, your friends, anybody you know, enjoy the content, I'm on here a lot, 5 days a week usually. Next week, starting Sunday, will be 9 straight days of streams on the EVP show. 7-day week next week, and then on into the next week, the first 2 days of the next week for that Wednesday, I will actually have off. So yeah, if you see, you can see it pinned up at the top. Make sure you retweet it, and just send it to any of your friends. I think last time I checked, I was up to 208 subscribers. So thank you guys so much for that. My next goal is to get to 300. So let's keep the train moving, keep the content pumping out. Hopefully we can get there. If you're looking for me on Instagram, basically just use Instagram and TikTok as a promoting platform for social media until I'm able to upgrade into the advanced package on StreamYard, and then I'm going to start streaming to Instagram and TikTok as well. I said was planning on doing that, but I think after WrestleMania, I'm going to focus on trying to get some more platforms to stream to get the product out there. Now, my link is posted on Facebook. It's also posted on X. It's posted on YouTube, TikTok, and on Instagram as well. If you're looking for me on Instagram, you can still find me on. You can find me on Instagram at EVPCJP. On TikTok, you can find me at Brady the Goat 21, which Tom Brady was discussing with the NFL about making a return. Me and Miami have been joking around about it, but he was seriously considering that. He looked like the old Tom Brady in the flag football game, but NFL not real happy about it. Obviously, he has like a 7 or 9% minority ownership with the Las Vegas Raiders. So he would have to sell that in order for him to come back. I felt like he had the itch to come back. I mean, the way he looked, he's been working out really. I mean, he stays in great shape. He looked really great throwing the ball. But but I feel like if he really wanted to fucking come back, he could. He's right now he's better than at least 75 or 80% of the quarterbacks that's in the fucking league right now, and he's like 48 years old. I just don't think he wants to give up that ownership. He would have to give. He could come back. He would just have to sell his part of the ownership. I would love for him to fucking come back, but he's too old. You know, I hate it. He's my favorite of all time, but you know, he's still got that itch. You know, so he would have to sell his ownership in order to do that, to be able to get. He can't sign with no team, and he damn sure wouldn't be going to the Raiders if he was to come back. I wish if he was gonna do it, he would have went to the Colts last year when Daniel Jones went down. Instead of Phillip Rivers, but it is what it is. Brady doesn't like to be coming back. I know Travis Kelce signed a 3-year deal, but I don't expect him to fully finish out that 3-year deal. I think he plays for a year because Mahomes looks like he's almost ready. I think if they win a Super Bowl, I think that's it. Like, he doesn't have to honor that full 3-year contract. I really don't think Kelce plays 3 more fucking years. He's slowed down a lot, and he's old. And he's about to get married, wants to have babies and stuff. I think he probably plays another year, 2 tops. No way he honors that full 3-year contract, though. But congratulations, Travis, on re-signing. The Chiefs are going to be fucking crazy good this year. But anyway, back to where you can find me on TikTok. It's just basically stuff that, you know, videos that Miami and the World of Greg make for my YouTube stream. You can find me at Brady DA Goat21. Last but not least, most importantly, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like I said, it is pinned to the top of my Twitter page. It's in my bio on my Facebook, my Instagram, and my TikTok. If you're not already subscribed, please, if you're looking for it, you just go to the search bar and type in at the EVP show. It's over 800 and something videos on there between shorts. I can't do shorts every night anymore because StreamYard was on that shit. So I have to be really choosy on when I do shorts. You know, I wanted to do, like, I was doing them every day, and StreamYard was like, yeah, fuck that. Like, I'm not gonna generate your shit fucking every night. It's just way too much work on me to go in, and I do need to learn how to do it, but I don't feel like it because I'm streaming almost every day. So until I upgrade, once I upgrade, then I can do like 25 different streams a month, which is about what I'm doing right now. Maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more, depending on the month. But I will be upgrading soon, and streaming to more platforms. Then I'll be able to stream to not only Miami's X, but also Talk It Up Wrestling Podcast with X, my Instagram, also my TikTok. Once I upgrade, to try to bring in more viewers and get more eyes and stuff on the channel and the product. Yeah, for sure. What's going on, Ben? Too good to see you. Yeah, I can't see it on my X. I don't know what's going on tonight. But yeah, tell your friends about it. Like I said, if it wasn't for you guys, DWE, obviously, I started off with about 80 subscribers, and now I looked at my channel last night, and my channel's gotten over 50,000 views in the last 28 days. So that's all thanks to you guys, and obviously everybody with DWE that does all the work behind the scenes to help me get ready for these shows. And then obviously, you know, I have to push myself because it's WrestleMania season, and you know, it's balls to the wall basically during WrestleMania season for me. No fucking slowing down, no taking no breaks. Like I said, I got starting Sunday, I'll be streaming for 9 days straight. I think earlier on, maybe last month, I went for like 14 or 15 days straight. But it's good for me. I enjoy it. It's just a few hours a night. The rest during the day and stuff like that. I'm still nursing an ankle injury and stuff. So, but yeah, please make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's at the EVP Show. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Tell your friends about it. If you enjoy my content, please share the channel with them because you guys can watch it together. Make sure you hit that notification bell reminder, and you will know when I go live. So, some quick shout outs before we go. Peter Anthony Fernandez. I love this comment tonight. If Cody does not turn heel, then WWE isn't a big problem. Either the heel turn will happen at WrestleMania, Backlash, or SummerSlam. That might be how WWE. Yeah, I mean, we saw some glimpses tonight. Shout out to my boy Raymond. He will be joining the NXT Stand and Deliver prediction show April 1st or Wednesday, April 1st. That will be his birthday. So happy early birthday to Raymond. Shout out to the CEO, the head of the table at DWE, one half of Talk It Up podcast, Wrestling podcast, and Inside the Mind, and one half of DWE Radio. It's now on Spotify and Twitch. Also, shout out to the Unseen Bling Queen, Director Reg, Walter Gregg, and After Slam podcast, and everyone affiliated with Gimmick Table Media. Shout out to Bintu. Good to see you again. I see you quite regularly, either on X or somebody comes in a YouTube account, or they were in last night, I believe it was, with the Rhea Ripley profile picture on YouTube. So what I have coming up next, guys, I'm off tomorrow. I'm gonna enjoy tomorrow being off, because after that I will be streaming for 9 days straight. But come Sunday, come back here to the EVP show. I got a lot of breaking news that I don't really want to put out on X. And I know a lot of you guys enjoy it on Sundays. It's probably my lowest views on YouTube, which I do want to thank you guys for the accomplishment the last 2 weeks. I did top 103 views, I believe. It was for NXT this past Tuesday, which I was averaging about 20-25 a week. The last 2 weeks I've been over 75, and then this past week I hit 100. I believe it was 103 or 105 views on YouTube. So thank you guys so much. Raw and SmackDown have definitely been topping somewhere between 75 and 150 views the last few weeks. Probably not tonight, because of the fucking StreamYard or whatever the hell is going on. But thank you guys so much for that. Come back and join me Sunday for episode 15 of Sunday Night Scoot with the EVP at 6 p.m. Eastern, as I will be going live and talking about NXT, Stand and Deliver, WrestleMania 42 news. Obviously, 8 matches have been announced. We'll kind of go from there on what could and possibly be announced for the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania 42, and also LFG news as well. So that's Sunday night, 6 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you join me. Hit that notification bell reminder. Come in with the questions. I had 85 questions last Sunday. So I look forward to Sunday Night Scoop. It's a show for you guys mainly. So you can come in and ask questions. If I know the answer, I'll give them to you. If I don't, I won't. I told you 4 weeks ago, Sammy and Trick. It was made official tonight. So there's a lot of stuff that I get on there that's correct. A few things I don't, but I do enjoy doing the show and giving you guys some news that I have at that point in time. So then coming up Monday, 11 p.m. Eastern, it's going to be WWE Raw from Madison Square Garden. I will be live at 11 p.m. Eastern for the Raw recap. Tuesday will be on air twice. You can catch me live at 6 p.m. Eastern on the Wrestling Divas podcast, March 31st at 6 p.m. Eastern. I will be live on the Wrestling Divas podcast with Lady Alpha and Autumn. My first time. I will enjoy it because I will actually not have to be doing all of the work. And I'm looking forward to going on other shows. So if you guys have a YouTube show and we're looking for a guest, definitely hit me up if I have a free day, which I don't have many of those, but if I do, I definitely would love to come on to other shows so that I don't have to do all of the work. But Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, catch me live on the Wrestling Divas podcast. Make sure you give Wrestling Divas podcast a subscription as well on YouTube. Later on that night, I will be back on my channel, EVP Show, for the Go Home show of NXT right before Stand and Deliver at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday night. Don't miss it. I have a full panel. It will be 10 of us live on the EVP Show at 7 p.m. Eastern Time Wednesday night for your NXT Stand and Deliver prediction show. Make sure you hit the notification bell and come join us for the NXT Stand and Deliver prediction show Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thursday night, TNA Sacrifice actually was live tonight. A lot of people watched that instead of SmackDown because SmackDown was so bad. But catch me live. It's a fallout from TNA Sacrifice. Episode number 6 for me for the TNA recap show. Thursday night at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Then I will be back next Friday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern for your SmackDown recap. Next Saturday, after NXT Stand and Deliver goes off, I will be live back on the EVP Show channel at 10:30 p.m. Eastern for your NXT Stand and Deliver recap show. And then to top off the full week of next week, next Sunday, come back in and join me at 6 p.m. Eastern for Sunday Night Scoops, episodes 16 or 17, can't remember, with the EVP at 6 p.m. Eastern next Sunday. So that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoy your Saturday. It's supposed to be pretty weather out there. I got a couple things I got to set up on StreamYard to get ready for next week. TNA and SmackDown, obviously. It's only 2 things I don't have fully set up for next week. But I have a 7-day week, so make sure you guys hit that notification bell. And definitely make sure you join me Sunday for Scoops. And Wednesday night, as we have a lot of people, a couple of new people coming on Wednesday for the NXT Stand and Deliver prediction show. And before I go, the tweet is still out there. I will retweet it tomorrow. I have 1 seat available for the WrestleMania prediction show. I would like to have a full panel for that as well. That will be April 15th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That is it, guys, for this SmackDown recap. Hope you guys enjoyed SmackDown. I didn't really enjoy it too much. Wasn't that great. Hopefully it gets better next week. But that's it for me for tonight. You guys enjoy Saturday. I will see you guys Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for Sunday Night Scoops with the EVP, episode number 16. I am the EVP from the EVP Show and the Golden Boy of DWE. And DWE is the place to be. Good night, everyone. Take it easy, Bento. See you soon. Thanks for coming in. All right, guys. See you guys Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for Sunday Night Scoops.